What's going on, everybody? I'm Jason with Tennessee Mountain Homestead, and today we want to know just how strong is a garden tractor. Today's experiment is going to focus on these two tractors. This one is technically a lawn tractor, but it has a garden tractor transmission in it. And this one's a garden tractor, but it's been pulley swapped because it's evolving into a mud. So first up, we're going to start with this trailer, and the trailer itself weighs about 900 pounds. Then we have the 111 on it, which weighs about 450 pounds. And we have the Craftsman DYT 4000, which weighs around 500 pounds, maybe a little more. So we've got almost a ton here, and we're going to start with the L120, and this thing's got a K66R Tuff Torq transmission. So first up is the John Deere L120. It's got a 22 horse V-twin Briggs, and it's got the K66R Tuff Torq transmission. It's a hydrostatic, and it also has 1-inch axle. So we've got Stefan in the driver's seat. He's going to crank it up, and he's going to go ahead and take it forward. Just as expected, it was no problem for this thing. Next up, we're going to go ahead and switch to that. And like I said, that's got a pulley swap, and we'll see if it gives it any sort of trouble. All right, next up is the John Deere 214. And as some of you may know, it's equipped with a Predator 670 V-twin, a custom belt drivetrain, and it's got a Peerless 2300 transmission, which has been welded so both tires always turn the same direction. Obviously, that was nothing for this thing to pull this up the driveway. And I might want to add also, a little small note, is that our driveway goes uphill maybe a degree or two, but it does make a difference, and you can feel it when you walk or ride a bike up this thing. Next, we're stepping it up. We're going to go ahead and see if this thing will pull the Kubota L3301 tractor up the driveway. Now, this Kubota is equipped right now with the BH77 backhoe, which gives it a lot more weight. And I think right about now, this Kubota with these forks and the backhoe on it is sitting at about 3,800 to 4,000 pounds in that range. So roughly 2 tons. Now I'm going to go ahead and get on the Kubota and fire it up so I have power steering and brakes. And we're going to see if this thing will pull it up the driveway. That was pretty interesting. This little L120 with that garden tractor transmission in it, it did pretty good. Now, as you might have noticed in the video, it pulled the front wheels up off the ground a couple times, and it basically had zero steering, but it did it. It pulled that Kubota right up the driveway. So next, let's hook up the John Deere 214 modified to this tractor and see if it'll do the same thing. Next up is the John Deere 214 modified, and remember, 7-inch pulley on the motor, 5-inch pulley on the trans, with a Peerless 2300 cast iron transmission that's got a welded differential. Now, Stefan's going to be our driver on this now. We're going to put it in first, which is a super low granny gear, even with that pulley swap. I'll be on the Kubota, and let's see what happens. Next up, we're going to see if it can pull a 6,500 pound main. Alright, it actually seemed like it was a little bit easier for that tractor to pull the van than the Kubota, but we'll see. we're going to go ahead and do it with the John Deere 214, but we're going to switch it up. Instead of putting it in first, super low granny gear, we're going to start out in second gear and see what happens. So we had a couple of snafus. Stefan's not used to driving this thing. It's at, you know, as some of you know, it's a fresh build. The pedals are a little touchy, and so is the gas pedal. So we'll put those clips in of him starting it up and jerking, but I finally got on the driver's seat, and it was a little tough to start off in second gear, but it actually did it, and then I actually juiced it when it was under a load, and I felt the tires spinning as it was pulling the van. Anyway, it did that pretty easy. Both these tractors pulled the van up the driveway. So we're going to try to do one more thing to see if they... Alright, for a final test, we're going to go ahead and see if the L120 can pull the van and the trailer behind it that we pulled in the first test. Come take a look. As you can see, we got the van slinged up. It's the same setup as the first test. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to get in the van, and the van is running so that we have power steering and we have brakes. Same thing, we're going to pull the van and the trailer with the 214. Stefan's going to drive. Alright, so as you guys saw in the last clip, this thing had a pretty rough time getting out past the gravel. It basically couldn't do it. So, in that situation, what's better than one garden tractor is two. Check it out. We got two tractors and two slings. And we got extra weight on the trailer now. Say hi, everybody.
Hi.
All right, let's get to this. So that didn't go exactly as I planned. I thought these things were going to rip that stuff all the way to the head of the driveway. But as you saw, the gravel gave both of them an issue. And because we are on an incline, it gets, you can't see it on the camera, but it's definitely, we're going uphill at a pretty significant angle. So anyways, they did do a lot better together, but I think we've reached their limitation. So how strong is a garden tractor? I'd say pretty dang strong. So that's going to be a wrap for today's video, guys. Please like and subscribe. Please comment down below. Let us know if there's anything you could think of that we haven't thought of that we could do with these things. As always, I'm Jason with Tennessee Mountain Homestead, and we'll see you on the next one.